Okay team, Euro Pound starting on the monthly as usual. Here we see lower highs. That's pretty obvious, so let's mark our downtrend first. After identifying our downtrend, what do we see? We see a strong push to the upside and what should have been a strong exhaustion back to retest this uptrend, but we didn't see that. So what does that tell us? There's a lot of buy pressure continuing to push price up for higher lows. After analyzing the monthly, even with just the downtrend, I can tell you that this is a bullish market. We see a strong push to the upside, followed by higher lows, strong sensitivity with pin bars. This is definitely a higher time frame bullish market. So let's take it down a time frame for a closer look. Higher lows and we see lower highs, so we're going to identify this wedge. In addition, we see sell sensitivity turning into horizontal buy sensitivity, so we're going to identify our zone. Okay, so we've marked all our zones, and let's talk about why. Well, we see sell sensitivity, so that tells me there's sell pressure. That's our upper zone. Here we see our mid-range zone, which we identified previously, and we do see continuous buy sensitivity, so we do know if price happened to make its way down, it would see a wave of buy orders due to buy pressure. So the next question we have to ask is, what is a weekly telling us? Previously, I mentioned the higher lows, which would be our uptrend, and the lower highs, which would be our downtrend, creating this wedge. And I didn't mark it because I didn't want it to be confusing. I would rather play off zones than off trend lines. So here's price's initial push and break to the upside from our monthly downtrend. Price did not come back for full exhaustion. It just kept seeing buy pressure. Then it moved it up a zone, continuous buy pressure, and we can see that with price action. And what's next? Likely another zone to the upside. Down to the daily, what do we see? Well, we see a strong push off the zone. This is telling me and confirming continuous buy pressure, and that push is broken through any possible downtrend, so there's no need to even identify. But as I go down time frames, I'm more interested in mid-range zones. So here we see buy sensitivity that continues in a horizontal line, so let's add our mid-range zone. After adding our mid-range zone, we know that price is broken through any possible downtrend, no matter how you mark it. It's broken through our mid-range zone. We see continuous buy pressure to the upside, strong bullish move. To me, things have become really clear. We're only looking for a long and a good entry to the upside to our upper zone. Okay, we've taken it down to the 4-hour time frame for entry. Now, this may look confusing to you, and that's totally fine, but let's talk about it and simplify this. Any significant move that breaks through an area of sensitivity is considered a push. And after a push, there's always an exhaustion. So would we enter now? No, we wouldn't enter now, because that would be entering at a completion of a push, which only losers do. Winners enter at a completion of exhaustion. What else do we know? We know that after a push to the upside or to the downside, an exhaustion will begin at area of sensitivity. So that's usually a previous high, a zone, a fib, a trend line. So after this push to the upside, where can we expect our next area of sell sensitivity? That's right, previous high. We can see sell sensitivity. This would be the proper area for price to begin its exhaustion. So for entry one, which is what I'm waiting for, here we see that push. I'm waiting for exhaustion. I'm looking at price action confirmation to send me to the upside. So that's a bullish engulfing candle or significant pin bar. You're going to get a screenshot that looks like this. All it's saying is wait for that exhaustion, look for entry in this purple box. That would be price action confirmation, and then we're going to the upside. So all our TPs are marked at area of sensitivity. This is a price that I believe price will begin its minor exhaustion on its way up. SL is located below its mid-range zone, but also below this buy sensitivity, providing some support in case price does continue to the downside. Now, there's two things that would make this trade invalid. Number one, if price comes back for exhaustion and doesn't find any buy sensitivity and continues and breaks its mid-range zone to the downside, this trade becomes invalid because it confirms that there's not enough buy orders for our continuational push to the upside. Now, the second thing that would make this trade invalid is if we don't see an exhaustion. If price just continues to the upside and we do not see an exhaustion, this trade becomes invalid because risk reward then becomes less than optimal. Make sure to move SL to entry once TP1 is reached. Have a great day.